Hollywood insiders are now openly stating that Rachel Zegler is on her own, rather than just whispering it. After months of backlash and viral videos that seem to get worse with every repost, the people who are supposed to manage her image and keep her star from collapsing are reportedly pulling back quietly, and in some cases completely not to add fuel to the Rachel Zegler Oscar fiasco. However, why do they have these women, all Disney princesses, come out to present but not include Rachel Zegler, who will play Snow White? Someone must have had this conversation and then purposely left her out, even though she was the only one of the four with a hit film this year. Did anyone else notice this, or am I overanalyzing? Zegler's group is in complete disarray. As I was landing in Los Angeles, I realized what a dark state I had been in, and how LA was making me feel like I was still there, because LA is a really difficult place to be, especially if you're a New Yorker. One PR representative allegedly called her situation unworkable, and another insider claims her camp is fractured, with some publicists and agents now unwilling to pitch her for certain campaigns or events because she's become a reputation risk. The worst part is that Zegler apparently doesn't seize it. According to a source close to a Hollywood management company, there's a sense that she believes she can handle it. But the calls aren't coming in anymore, and those around her are sick of trying to turn a lemon into gold. If the reports are accurate, Rachel's team isn't coming together. Instead, they're bailing out some quietly, some abruptly, but the message is clear. She's becoming too much to handle in an industry where image support systems are everything, and when those systems fail, the fall happens quickly. Zegler may still have the contracts, the roles, and the name recognition, but the infrastructure is collapsing, and she's standing in the wreckage by herself. I'm a very talented, capable individual. I'm here for a reason. I can do it. The numbers are in, and they're worse than anyone anticipated. Insiders claim that the current face of the series bears some of the blame for the box office failure of Disney's re-release of the original Snow White. To be clear, Rachel Zegler wasn't involved in the 1937 animation, but because of her extremely contentious remarks regarding the remake and her sarcastic remarks about the original, the plot, and even the legacy, she became the unanticipated face of its failure. The re-release didn't just perform poorly, it completely failed, which was a humiliating turn for a legacy property. Once seen as an impenetrable industry, Disney is now being referred to as a brand drag. In a last-ditch effort to lessen the financial calamity, Disney actually succeeded in making it even more embarrassing. Box office analysts claim that the controversy surrounding Zegler's adaptation of Snow White generated such much commotion that even the original movie was unable to avoid the fallout, with spectators turning away and devoted supporters refusing to support it. References to Zegler's interviews were all over social media, and many of them are still being clipped and made fun of today. Disney remained silent, made no attempt to change the subject, and offered no public defense of Zegler. If anything, the studio's response seemed purposeful: let it go and quietly end the connection. This wasn't just a re-release gone wrong. It was a referendum that sent a message to the industry that Rachel Zegler lacked the appeal and goodwill to anchor a billion-dollar brand. The question now isn't just whether she's in trouble, but also whether she's already been written off, because when Disney releases a legacy title in flames to avoid defending their lead actress, that's not corporate confusion. That's a cold, calculated step back. Disney released a re-release of the Rachel Zegler Snow White fiasco for Mother's Day and launched a large advertising campaign that said, "Take your mom to see Snow White on Mother's Day, it's going to be good." Blah, 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 blah. Do you know how much money they made? They made $50. According to reports, the tension behind the scenes is intolerable. Publicists, managers, and studio liaisons are all frantically trying to figure out how to clean up a mess they didn't anticipate, and many no longer want to be a part of it. According to several insiders, Zegler's team is divided, with some pushing for an aggressive rebrand while others have allegedly checked out completely. One source close to a well-known PR firm put it bluntly: "It's dysfunctional, no one is on the same page. Her messaging is all over the place, and, to be honest, nobody wants to be the one to break bad news to her." Another person conjectured that Zegler's team is divided between those who still believe in her comeback arc and those who are just waiting out their contracts. What is evident is that there isn't a single cohesive plan. Her internet persona does not align with her interview tone. Her on-camera confidence isn't matched by her social silence, And the worst part is that every time her team tries to change course, a new clip appears, a previous quote resurfaces, or another awkward red carpet moment trends. It's whack-a-mole with a public reputation, and the exhaustion is real. One Hollywood representative stated publicly that Zegler has turned into a client that you have to manage around, which is never a good sign in an industry that relies on flawless branding. As the pressure mounts, there are rumors that some representatives have already stepped back from significant projects. The average price per theater for the Snow White re-release was $50, which is less than 4 tickets. According to reports, she was removed from early discussions about award shows and media appearances either to prevent more criticism or because the team is unsure of how to present her at this point. It's not just a branding problem, there's a leadership breakdown and no clear direction or public support. Zegler's team instability might be permanent, especially in a field that is known for having challenging skill. According to reports, Rachel Zegler is getting more and more difficult to deal with, not just by the general public, but also by the individuals who once supported her, such as casting directors and public relations managers. Whether it's her now famous remarks about Snow White being out of date, her snide remarks about co-stars, or her tendency to double down when public opinion turns against her, Zegler's interviews have turned into liabilities. What once came off as confident now reads as combative. The story that is developing behind closed doors is chilling. She's not worth the risk anymore. According to Hollywood insiders, what once felt new now feels haughty, and it's really harming those entrusted with preserving her reputation. One representative reportedly informed an industry source that she doesn't listen. Every time we think she's learned from the backlash, she does it again. She pushes the same tone, and it backfires every time. Josh and I have been working and living together, and I don't mean to come across as codependent, but I do actually resent the fact that I felt the need to say that. It's not just her words, though. It's also the way she delivers them. That smirk, that dismissive tone, the clipped sound bites that go viral for all the wrong reasons. That gives off mean girl vibes when the public is calling for humility, and the more Zegler relies on performance, the less relatable she becomes in a time when likability is currency. The balance sheet of Zegler is collapsing. She is no longer viewed as the bright, promising newcomer. Instead, she is now the face of someone who is difficult to work with and, worse, difficult to support. When your own team is unable to defend your tone, attitude, or decisions in front of executives and the media, you cease being a client and begin to become an issue. One of the most obvious indicators that a celebrity has lost popularity is when invites stop coming in, tags go away, and reposts cease appearing. For Rachel Zegler, this gradual decline is occurring in real time, and anyone watching red carpets can see it. Her social media used to be buzzing with posts from co-stars, stylists, and Hollywood insiders hyping her up, but now there is radio silence. She used to dominate fashion events that once embraced her silent influencer campaigns and branded appearances dry, and most brutally, no one is covering for her. Nobody is sharing their old memories. Even entertainment outlets, who formerly raved about her blossoming reputation, seem to be allowing her a wide berth, and no one is calling out her interviews. This type of absence only seems noticeable when someone was previously everywhere. Not just celebrities are maintaining their distance. Disney has done the impossible and made Snow White an even greater bomb, and micro-influencers, movie critics, and even devoted fan accounts have notably backed off. Fan art has become quiet as a result of the TikTok edits slowing down. Old clips that have been reframed into warning tales about celebrity hubris and PR gaffes are the only remaining viral content. According to some industry observers, this freeze-out isn't coincidental. Rather, it's a matter of business survival. One producer stated, "Even appearing in a group photo with her right now can spark a headline." Nobody wants to be next to the blowback. And let's not forget that in Hollywood, visibility is power. If you're no longer celebrated, included, or posted, you're not just out of the loop, you're out of the conversation. Rachel Zegler may still be employed, but she's no longer being welcomed. And in this town, that's the first step toward being replaced. If you're waiting for Disney to defend her, don't hold your breath, because the once proud studio appears to be doing the unthinkable by strategically and without looking back. Insiders are already speculating that Disney has changed priorities regarding Zegler. No more publicity for her future part, no special magazine covers, no new press, and no behind-the-scenes features. Actually, Since the initial backlash went viral, there hasn't been a single significant promotional moment.